Just a real quick thing, I did actually put filament in it and it actually managed to grab it and put it in. Since I figured since it was being heated up, I would just go ahead and do that. But now it's going to do the wiping the nozzle, and then it's going to do the probing, and then I'll come back when there's something to do. The fun part is going to be having you guys have a view while I can also see. The lighting is not perfect here. This area of my house is kind of dark. I apologize for that. I have an extra light in here, but I don't know that's making it any better. I believe these are either 2 or M2 or 2.5. The other thing I have, these are 2.5. And it looks like there are 4 screws. I have to be honest with you. I watched the video from AnyCubic and it was absolutely horrible. And I decided, hey, I do videos. Let me make sure. I'm going to pay attention to bolt length while I'm taking these out. Okay, so, oh wow, I'm going to try to lay them out in my tray here in the way they came out. Believe it or not, the one that's deeper in is actually longer. And same with this one. Their video was one where the person didn't speak, which at this point some of you probably wish I wouldn't, and that's okay. And okay, so the top 2 are the same size, and it had music over it and just had text trying to explain what he did. Now there's a fan cable in here, so be careful with the fan cable. That should pop right out. Okay, there we go. Oh, they had that glued in. Okay. So, okay, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to try to zoom in. That red on the plugs is glue. So these are going to be a little harder to come out. And, okay. I don't like pulling from the cables. Okay, these are not all that bad coming out. It looks like all the cables are going to line right up with where they came from. I'm trying my best to not pull from the cables, but some of these you kind of have to. It makes sense that they're glued in, considering the other thing I want to make sure of is these cables here. Let me get you in here. So it goes black, red, black, red. Okay. Those are going to be a flathead screw, which I do have a driver for that here. These. Okay, that's a ground cable. So there is a ground cable up here. Right now I can't see it on my screen, but yeah, you guys definitely can. That goes underneath of that screw. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, are these same size? These are actually smaller. I'm going to take this little cable clamp off. This is a 2mm. I'm going to take that cable clamp off so that I can more easily access that. And then these are going to be 2.5s. Alright, I think what I'm going to do next is pull, yeah, these, because these are going to be harder to pull out. Let me pull out this, this one. There's also a ground down here. I didn't see that. That is actually going right to the body, right to the chassis of the 3D printer. I might just pull the board out and then do everything else here. So this is a Tri-Gorilla Gen V 4.01, and this is the same thing. Okay, I don't know why they have such cool names. I'm not complaining. That is a cool name, Try Gorilla. So when I put this back together, because of the fact that I had the failure of the SD card slot, I am going to continue to use the extension cable. I think that's just for longevity. As far as longevity goes, that's a good idea. Not saying that you have to do that if you do it, but that's okay. These have a clip, so I'm going to switch over to a flathead and just kind of push the clip down and twist. And that glue is still pretty, there we go. So they are all color coded. The other one that, okay, I just lost the cable clip. I'll find that before we, the one that had me concerned were these, but they come from the bottom. I didn't realize that, I forgot that I zoomed you in. But these come from the bottom, these come from the top. So that's pretty simple. Because the video I watched from AnyCubic, it was just, they had text on screen, everything was moving so fast. And I'm like, you know what, I gotta do this job myself. Let me, I couldn't even finish the whole video. And one of these is not, okay, there we go. Alright, so we have our old board. I can't even see. Oh, yeah, because it pushed through, but it also knocked that little IC off. Oh man, that thing had a lot of force when it broke, I guess. Alright, so let me put these over here. I thought these would have had, these two have ferrules on them. These two don't. That's kind of bizarre. Alright, then. Alright, let's get this back in here. Alright, make sure we're not on top of any cables. I'll put, oh, so far we've needed a 2mm, a 2.5mm, and a flathead. For some reason I thought there was a Phillips in here. And then that one I'll put in when we do that. Let me do these. Everything's just pretty much the reverse. I guess I'll do a couple of these just to, oh, I might want to loosen these up. I've never been a big fan of these style connectors. But well, I guess they work. Alright. For some reason that doesn't want to slide in there. Right, there we go. And then that's tight. I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera. Everything is, like I said, pretty much color coded. So let's go ahead and do this, and then I will get back to you guys in a second. Alright, so everything's back in. The only thing that's not plugged in is the fan. Pretty much everything is just a reverse of the normal. Like I said, we're putting the bottom panel back on. There's clips that it clips into somehow. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we're putting the screws in. I was a little bit worried about the routing of the cable. I didn't realize there was such a gap here. The cable to the screen. There we go. That sounded like a positive click. But this, oh, okay, this going in. I was gonna say, however, it's not lining up, but it is. One of my rules I usually go with, whether I'm working on cars or anything else, is I don't fully tighten every screw or I don't fully tighten any screws until every screw is in. So like these are still a little bit loose. That way, in case you gotta move it around a little bit to get your thing. Alright, now I can tighten them all down. I guess I'll steal the power cable from my son's computer here at the desk we're working on. And then you put my tools away real quick. Give me 1 second. Alright, so I've got it back in. I have it plugged in. Like I said, I'm going to continue using the extension cable. Alright, so that's a good sign. It is. But before I do anything, I want to make sure it reads the things, and it does. That was actually pretty quick. What I'm going to do real quick is I am going to, this one here, I had a failure. I like the PEI side. I had a failure and I didn't realize it was stuck to the bottom of the nozzle. So I end up rerunning the thing and gouged the hell out of the thing. And I was using, I think they call it a PEO side. So I got a new one of these. I could have opened the package before I started the video. Eric, you are so unprofessional. Normally I would like to... Man, this package does not want to let go. I don't want to damage the thing. Alright. What does that say? Remove. Alright. Now what we're going to do, put this thing on. Normally I would wash them and all that first, but I just want to, I'll probably take some alcohol here. I have alcohol. But what I'm going to do is run the auto level. Now that's going to home everything. And then it's going to heat everything up and then, ooh. Well, I know it's going to heat up the bed. I don't know if it's going to heat up the, oh, it is going to heat up the nozzle. I don't have filament in it right now. I think we'll be okay. I have new nozzles if anything happens. And then I'll come back once this is done. Just a real quick thing, I did actually put filament in it and it actually managed to grab it and put it in. Since I figured since it was being heated up, I would just go ahead and do that. But now it's going to do the wiping the nozzle and then it's going to do the probing, and then I'll come back when there's something to do. I did actually have to do a repair to this printer before. I just want to be forthright. The nozzle got so clogged that I couldn't seem to unclog it. I could never get it unclogged, and when I went on AnyCubic's site, a whole print head was only $5 more than just a nozzle. So I ended up doing that. I plan to at some point, you know, rebuild this per se, you know, put a new nozzle in it and everything. But yeah, so we're getting the probe in, and I don't know if we necessarily need to be on the camera for all that, but it's going to go ahead and probe each thing. When I set this printer up, I took it out of the box, hit, you know, auto level. Well, yeah, put it together, then hit auto level. And I've never really had to mess with Z height or anything. I do have some filaments like sparkle filament that I occasionally have to readjust for. Oh, I got this cable caught here. Hopefully I didn't just mess up the probing. But Yeah, this thing has been a rock solid machine. This is not a review of this printer, obviously, but it's been a rock solid machine. I'm gonna go ahead and let this finish, and I'll get back to you guys in a little bit. All right, so the probing is done. I'm trying to think. Okay, that's you know, this little mini trash box I think is pretty quick. I'm gonna pause this again and then come back once everything's up to temperature again. And once it's actually printed, I put some inland filament in there, just some stuff from Micro Center, which is actually where I got the printer. But yeah, so let's come back in a second. You know, I'm sitting here looking at this board, and I don't know if these are some sort of potentiometer. You know, they're next to every single one of these. I'm pretty sure these are MOSFETs or power delivery. Okay, we're back to printing. Let's just see if this. What in the world is it doing? Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, okay, so it wasn't fully. Let me see. Ooh, that's way too low. Let's push that up a few. I think I need to get down here and actually look at it. Let me put some light on here. Sorry if I blew out the thing. Let me actually get down here and take a look. Oh yeah, that's like right on the oh, that looks so much better. Okay. So you might have to reset your Z offset when you do this. I want to see how this looks before I do any more. I might have to bump it up a little bit. That was way too squished. This is why I wanted to do one more. That's why I wanted to do a print test before I finished out the video. We're getting to a point where I can see it in a moment. So far it looks pretty good. I think it needs to go up like to... That's everything that's there is supposed to be the outside is supposed to be even with it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. So you might have to tweak it after you do a motherboard change, obviously. But whether you have a Kobra 2 Neo or any other printer, I hope that this video was helpful to you, regardless of who your printer is. My goal was to make sure that you knew that this wasn't scary to do, and I hope I accomplished that goal. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.